Hello, and thank you for tuning in. You are tuned into Esoteric Guidance, and we are going to continue through our book of What's My Aura by Mystic Michelle. And I just realized here at the bottom of the book it says author of the Angel Numbers book. Okay. The other book that I've shared, I've not shared that one. I've not come across it. But the other book that I've shared, let me show you the cover once again of this one. The other book that I've shared written by Mystic Michelle is Living by the Moon. Okay. Confirmation burp. The Living by the Moon series. Okay. And if you are interested in finding out the things that you should focus on when your specific sun sign is in moon energy, or the sign that is your moon energy, however you want to look at it, then that playlist is available on this platform, on this channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy Monday. And many of us probably want to exchange the Y for an E, so mundane. But hopefully for you that is changing. Okay. Again, thank you so much, subscribers, returning listeners. Yes. All right. Also, something that I did get confirmation on yesterday. I mentioned at the start of our angel number reading, or not. Listen to me. Maybe we need to do an angel number reading today. But at 6:45 on the timer. Again, that's 645. That's sequential numbers, right? 4, 5, 6, 5, 4, 5. Or excuse me, 645. However, and so anyway, wanted to mention a couple of things that I specifically am thankful for in regards to speaking of sequential numbers, that I am thankful for in regards to my life journey and things that have happened in unique sequences or events. Okay. So I mentioned yesterday serving 2.5, almost 3 years with Michael Jordan's eldest brother at Fort Bragg. He was my first sergeant. That is the second highest non-commissioned officer rank you can achieve. The next is E9, okay, which is Command Sergeant Major and Sergeant Major. Okay? And then they have various levels of that all the way up to Sergeant Major of the Army. Okay? And so I mentioned yesterday that on 2 different occasions during my early morning meditation, when I woke up at 2 whatever in the morning, I opened my eyes on 2 occasions during that meditation, and on the echo screen, Kamala Harris, however you say her name, Kamala Harris, I guess. I was saying Camilla yesterday. Maybe that is how you say her name, Camilla. I don't know. Harris. And then, of course, we get the news that Biden has dropped out of the 2024 presidential election. He's not going to run for re-election. So she is going to be on the ballot, I guess. So that's a sequential, that's a spiritual download. Before that information was released, I was getting downloads about something, her being in the news, something associated with her. Okay, and so to me, that's what that confirmation was. Also, this morning during my meditations, I can already see how these are going to get interesting as we move along, and as it's going to be interesting. So anyway, I'm going to start telling on celebrities probably. So anyway, Jennifer Lopez, okay, J-Lo, Jenny from the block, right? So you might be dealing with someone whose name is Jennifer. Your name might be Jennifer, or your name might be Lopez. You might be multi-talented. I wouldn't consider her, I don't know, her singing has been criticized, but she's a phenomenal actor, and we all know of her dancing expertise and choreographic skill and all of that from In Living Color and all of that back when she was really not even known. You know, if you watch the In Living Color videos or on YouTube or what have you, and you see her dancing with the other, what were they called on In Living Color? They were called, I forget the name of the, whatever they call the dancers or whatever. But you see her then, and you see her today, or you see her throughout history, and you see how the evolution of J-Lo, Jennifer Lopez, her multiple situations with Ben Affleck. Again, that name, Benjamin, might be familiar. Affleck Insurance, I don't know. Right? So you see the evolution of her career and where it is today. She's Latina. There might be something about, so you might be involved or closely associated with someone who's a Latina, or you might be. Okay? So Jennifer Lopez, right? Again, what that is and what that means, I do not know. But also other synchronicities and things that I've noticed in my own life, and things that I have either rarely mentioned or have not mentioned on the platform yet. So one particular that I was thinking about this morning is I was thinking about my daughter Alexis. Okay, her middle name is Divine, by the way, Divine. Okay, and I was thinking about how me and her mother in 2010 reconnected through Facebook. Okay, and I was going through I was just getting reconnected with with Kevin's family, with my sperm donor's family, and Judy in 2010. After 7 years, I did not know where they were, did not know where they went. That includes the daughter that he took along with my wife in 1998. Okay, that includes both of them. I did not know where they were, and in fact, I enrolled in college to get my private investigation license, specifically and for the sole purpose of finding them. Okay, and so when I was on my walk this morning, I was thinking about Alexis, and I was thinking about just some very unique synchronicities. So when I met her finally in 2010, I did not know she existed, but again, that was an answer to a prayer, because my other daughter Kimberly had been brainwashed to the point of denouncing me, disowning me. She didn't want anything to do with me, and even till this day, since 2010, I've had no communication with her. Okay, and in 2010, I only had communication with her because the FBI busted down the door of the house where they were staying after one of my sisters reported that she was being sexually assaulted by the sperm donor. Okay, and again, this is a sister who was a minor at the time. Her name is Jacqueline. Jackie or Jacqueline might be significant for your journey. Okay, again, 11 brothers, 5 sisters. Okay, and so I guess it would have been 12. I have a brother Keith who passed, although he's not Kevin's son. Okay, and so in 2010, I was really esoterically guided. I didn't see it as that. Okay, and again, 2010 might be significant for you, or 10. Okay, 2010 is 1010 is how I see that, or 20. And so when we got in connection with each other, me and Alexis's mother, her mother's name is Melinda, her first name is, okay? one of the things that happened that year was they were living in a 2-bedroom, one bath, two bedroom, 2 bath, 3-bedroom, 2 bath, something like that. A rather small house, like, I don't know, 1,200 square feet or something like that. A rather small house, okay? And I am always for the more. I'm always for the better. I'm always for the increase. I'm always for that's how I am, okay? I just am like that. I am just an overachiever in that way. I just am. I'm very rarely content for long periods of time with any one thing outside of a committed relationship. Okay, most of my relationships have lasted years. I don't have relationships that last 3 and 4 months. I don't have those types of relationships. Intimate relationships. I don't have those types of relationships. And so I had asked her to like take the day off or something like that, and we weren't dating or seeing each other or anything, but I was like, you deserve a bigger house, you deserve better. She was doing extremely well. Again, she does voiceover work on top of her W-2 job, okay? And between both of those jobs, back then, she was clearing 6 figures, okay? And I was just like, yeah, why? She's fearful. She's fearful of change. That's one of the things that has kept us apart. She's fearful of change. I am one who loves change. Again, I turn on a dime, stop on a dime, change on it. I am like that, okay? Ever evolving, okay? That's just my nature. And that's a lot of the spirit of the Sagittarian is a traveler, is constant change. We like that type of environment. Multitasker. Although it is said that no one's really good at multitasking, I like to have a lot of things on my plate at one time. Again, it's good if I can cut my son's hair, do my girl's hair, cook breakfast, meet my bride, my love for lunch, get some work done at the office, and then when she comes home, have dinner done and everything's all set to go, or reservations or whatever. I love that. I love that I flourish in those types of environments. Give me more, right? But also, obviously, I have to be careful and not to get burnt out like I did with being an accountant after 13 years. So I asked her to take this day off, and I said, let's go looking at places, right? And we went to this one place, and I think I had already seen the place. I believe I'd already seen the place, okay? And it was around the corner from the house that we first moved into when we moved from Naperville, Illinois to Castleberry, Florida, okay? And that street is Yarmouth, the street that we moved onto in Castleberry, Florida. And there was a particular house right around the corner. I didn't realize the synchronicity back then, but there was a house right around, but not in the moment, okay? But there was a house around the corner, very, very nice house, probably 2,700 square feet or something like that. Very, very nice, very, very nice house, okay? Large screened in area and all of that, okay? And we went by this place, okay? And at the time, they were wanting like $1,300 a month or $1,500 a month or something like that, okay? Which she could easily afford, right? And so she decided to get the place. She ended up renting the place for several years. It's probably 7 years. When they moved there, Alexis was starting high school, okay? So I met her mother at Lake Howe High School, okay? I think it's listed in Winter Park. Lake Howe High School. It might, I don't know. But anyway, Lake Howe High School. Also, it's the same high school that Trevor Price went to. He played for the Minnesota Vikings and won a Super Bowl with, I want to say, Green Bay with Brett Favre. And then also Brandon Marshall went to Lake Howe High School, okay? And Brandon Marshall was a wide receiver, played for the Chicago Bears and several other teams in the NFL. And so our daughter caught the same bus that I did, because it was right around the corner from when I caught the bus to high school, okay, to Lake Howe. She caught the same bus that I did to the same school for 4 years. Okay? And so just thinking about the unique synchronicities of my life, and I mention that, and I tell that a very long story in that way, but I am very detail oriented, so I think the details are important, and that's why I don't brush over stuff, okay? But the details are very important. So just thinking about those synchronicities, and I smiled, just because to me that was a gift that highest divine white light had given me. Just a synchronicity, it was just, yeah. So I've said all of that to remind us to regardless of how the situations or relationships may end up. Today I do not speak to any of the people that I have mentioned, okay? And again, I guess in some way that's my fault, because I stopped communication because I realized who they were and their energy and their aura, which we're going to go over again more today, right? So I realized that, and I pulled my energy back to protect myself and build boundaries around myself, my energy, my heart, what have you, okay? But I'm thankful for those times and those moments, okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get going now that I've taken up 16 minutes of your time with that story. So we are going to get into, like I mentioned, getting comfortable with your aura, your higher vibration, your true authentic self. All right, so let's get going. These are things in your life you know you're good at, okay? Or there are things in your life that you know you're good at. These are the skills you rely on to get the job done. They are leading elements in your energy signature. They run to meet the challenges you face in life. As a blue aura, perhaps you know how to charm your way into someone's heart, or as a red aura, you understand that your incredible confidence gives you an edge in chaotic situations. So, 4 steps, okay? Identify one thing that you like about yourself, okay? So one thing that I will share that I like about myself is the self-motivating aspect of me, okay? I like the fact that I do not need to lean on anybody. You can sit me out in the middle of the desert, like I have been here in Arizona for 11 months, as high as Divine White Light has placed me yet again. So you can sit me out in the middle of nowhere, and I will survive. Okay? I'm self-motivated, self-running. What is another term for that? Self-sufficient. I'm thinking of another term. Maybe it'll come to me. Number 2, think about all the ways this has helped you in your life. Yeah. Consider how this quality relates to your aura colors. Okay, a lot of red for me. And again, today it's also some quite a bit of blue. Okay. Ask yourself, how can you use this skill in more ways than you currently do? Perhaps as a blue aura, your charming ways can assist you in making new friends. I can definitely attest to my charming nature and how it's helped me connect with other business owners when I was an accountant. I have no problem saying I'm a charmer. I have no problem saying that I am like that. I remember, something else is coming to me. When I was a headhunter, I was a recruiter, not military recruiter, but I was a civilian recruiter, and I recruited within the consumer industry. Okay, so I recruited for companies like, it was a third-party recruiting firm, but I recruited for companies like Unilever, Dannon Yogurt, Pepsi, Coca-Cola. I recruited middle-level management to C-level executives for these companies around the world, okay, for positions that they needed to fill around the world. And I was doing that job during the Great Recession. Ultimately, that company ended up letting me go because of the Great Recession in 2009, which is when I went back to school and got into studying accounting. Okay, and so I remember there was a specific recruiter for a company. I recruited a dairy scientist for it, and this dairy scientist, they were wanting someone with a couple years experience, and it was a very unique position. It was out in Utah, very unique position. And I'd found this candidate who on paper did not quite meet the on-the-job training that they were looking for, but in my conversations with him, he was exceptional, okay? And so presented the candidate to the company. Lo and behold, they ended up hiring him, okay? Also, by the way, I think that was the first, as a full charge recruiter, as they call it, and not a project coordinator. As a full charge recruiter, I believe that was my first placement. That full check I gave to the Rock of Central Florida. I told Highest Divine White Light, when you give me this placement, it was 7:04, just turned 7:05 on the timer, and it's 79 degrees. That's rather cool at 7:05 in Tucson for this time of the year, right? It's supposed to be between 102 and 106 today, okay? And that check was for $2,500. That commission check for that placement was for $2,500. Okay, I gave $2,500, that check in its entirety, minus taxes, to the Rock of Central Florida. Okay, I stood before them, told Stephen Lee Parker, senior minister at the Rock, that I had a first fruit offering, and he said, I believe I believe Kevin has a first fruit offering. I came up there, he asked if he could tell everyone how much it was because he wanted, I asked him later, why did he do that? He said it was because he wanted everyone to see the I don't know, the faithfulness or whatever, how much it was or whatever, but it was $2,500. Okay, is that correct? I believe yes, that's correct. All right, and so I'm just checking the amount in my mind, and so yeah, so as a business owner, I was getting to the charming thing. So the recruiter I stayed in contact with, and in fact, we actually began to have kind of regular conversations, and I think at the time she was like in Washington or something, Washington State. I don't even remember her name. But I remember her talking to me and telling me how much she loved Oreos. Okay? And I remember it was for Christmas, for her birthday. I don't remember. But one year, while I was there, I ended up sending her a pack of Oreo cookies. Okay? I'm just like that. That's just how I am. Okay? So, there's an example. All right? And again, there was nothing romantic or anything about that. 7:07 on the timer and 80 degrees. Okay? There was nothing romantic about that. It was just me from my heart. You like Oreo, so I'm going to bless you with this thing that you like. But you know what I mean? So again, that's just part of my charming nature. Or as a red aura, your edge and chaos could be the reason you go for the management job you've had your eye on. Considering how these qualities assist you and connect you to your authentic energy allows them even more room to develop and provides a way to give yourself that loving self-care you deserve. Your energy wants to be seen and appreciated. It's part of who you are. This pat on the back is the motivation your energy needs to work even harder for you moving forward. Okay, so let's get comfortable with our aura. Is the next section. The place you learn about yourself best is in challenging situations. You learn your character, your stick-to-itiveness. Okay? You are immediately pushed both in your limitations and your strengths. It is in these moments that your aura can show you just what you are made of. A pink aura who stands up to ridicule as they defend their fashion choices at school. That girl that I was talking about yesterday, she wears some outrageous stuff together. Her mother would criticize her for wearing, she would wear black leather boots with they used to call them, leg warmers, leg whatever things, right, that you can scrunch up or pull up your leg. She would wear those with black leather boots, shorts, and a hoodie. She would wear the most outrageous outfits, and her mother would get on her case about it. So it's just, she is the pink aura. And again, she's a teenager today. She was born May 17th of 2010, so she's 14. She just her style was just hilarious sometimes. And so a turquoise aura who silences people who try to interrupt them while they are speaking. These people are breaking out of their comfort zone to be more authentic to themselves. Okay, so taking action again with getting comfortable. Choose an activity that challenges you. Okay, so what is an activity that would challenge me today? And there are activities that would challenge me today. If there was some activity, some social event that required my entire day, that would be challenging to me. Because I like my respite. I like my quiet time. I like my solitude. I like my silence. I like my meditation. So an event that required all of my time in a day, that would be challenging to me. I would probably need to go outside and sit on a bench under a tree or something like that, or during whatever breaks or something. I would need to do that. That would be a challenging thing for me. Okay? As you complete this activity, notice the parts that give you the most anxiety. What was the reason for this anxiety? Consider how your lack of comfort in the situation relates to your aura colors. Make a mental note on how great you feel now that you've completed this activity and are thriving. I definitely would feel good after knowing that I've connected with so many people and shared energetic exchanges with so many people, and that I was part of BNI, Business Networking International, or Business Networkers International. And that is the largest entrepreneurial focused networking organization for business owners in the world. BNI has some 10,000 chapters around the world. They have multiple chapters in one city alone. In Tucson, I've never looked, but in Tucson, they probably have 7 or 8 chapters right here in Tucson that meet each and every week. Okay, I thrived in those types of environments once I decided to. I was reluctant at first. Once I decided to, because I thought socializing like that or whatever was like that was a waste of time, but I flourished in it. Okay, because I found out again that with my charming nature and with just my natural disposition for welcoming energy and all of that, I was kind of a natural at building those types of relationships. And that was the best part about being a business owner, in my opinion, was actually meeting with the business owners, getting to know them, what things I could do to help them if there were any, but just really meeting with the business owner, and then the accounting and all of that stuff was secondary. I enjoyed the relational aspect of it. Okay? So make a mental note of how great you feel now that you've completed this activity and are thriving. Congratulate yourself for stepping out of your comfort zone. Leaving comfort zones and making conscious choices to defend your energy are the moments when you step toward a healthier and happier version of yourself. By the way, leaving your comfort zone, and at the same time, simultaneously, making conscious choices to defend your energy go hand in hand. So when you step outside of your comfort zone, don't drop your boundaries. Just understand, again, who can be let in or should be, and who cannot. Okay, confirmation burps back to back. All right. A healthier, happier version of you, a you who is more authentically aligned with your aura colors. Okay. And now let's get into the dislikes. Okay. We all have something about ourselves we dislike. This quality is seen as limitation, and it is something you probably think of immediately when faced with a new situation, person, or opportunity. It's also something that can be connected to your aura colors. Perhaps as an indigo, you have an intense fear of public speaking, or that is something I get a little nervous, I think, getting some butterflies during public speaking. Yeah, definitely. Okay. It was at a point in time when if someone got too close to me, say for instance, if I was standing in a line at the grocery store, someone would get close to me in the line and I would start humming. And I realized this many years after I was doing this. I would start humming, right? Because I felt like they were infringing upon my personal space, right? Why is your cart so close to my butt? Like, back up. Like, get away, back up. Like, why are you right up on me? Right? And so I would start humming. I don't do that anymore. In fact, now today, if someone gets close to me, I would probably ask them a question. Okay? I would stand there for a minute, and I would empathically get a feeling for what they're doing, and I would say something. Oh, that's an interesting book. Oh, I would probably say, I would spark up a conversation. Again, that's just me. I'd probably spark up a conversation. Okay? It's also something that can be connected to your aura colors. Perhaps indigo aura, you have an intense fear of public speaking, or purple, as a purple aura, you feel that you tend to give a little too much information in a casual conversation. I am definitely probably guilty of that. When I meet someone, within the first 3 or 4 conversations, they will know everything about me. The polygamist that was the sperm donor, they will know about Judy, they will know about the wife that the polygamist took, they will know about my daughter, they will know everything about me, and just like boom. And that's a lot for somebody to handle. I mean, just telling somebody that you grew up in a polygamous family and you have 16 brothers and sisters, that alone might deter a lot of people. Right? So, but I tend to do that. Why? Because let there be nothing. There's nothing hidden. Everything's unveiled. There's nothing hidden. Here's it all. And then you can make your decision as to whether or not you want to be on this journey alongside me or not. But here it all is. Okay? While you see it as something to hide, this quality actually points to something great about you. The indigo aura who avoids speaking up for themselves needs to learn that they have been held back by feelings others' overwhelming energy. Also, in the case of the indigo or anyone, who feels as though they can't speak up or they do not have a voice in certain situations, this individual was probably told karmic things by their parents or whoever their guardian was growing up, like kids are to be seen and not heard, shut up, sit down, you don't know anything, your opinion doesn't matter. Like, they were told karmic things from their parents, teachers, guardians, whoever. Okay? Is a lot of the reason why someone feels as though them speaking up does no good or they have no voice. Okay? The purple aura who overshares now sees that they're just trying to present themselves authentically for the other person's comfort. That's interesting. Awareness of the limitation you have been experiencing based on the characteristics of your aura can allow you to gain control and decide when to push beyond the tendencies of your energy. How are we doing with time? 35 minutes. Okay. 35, it was 35 minutes exactly. That's an 8. So taking action for recognizing the dislikes, and again, being comfortable with them and understanding why they exist and how to better them. I am more of the, I'll just keep going. Identify one thing you strongly dislike about yourself. Okay, so again, looking at myself, one thing that I strongly dislike, or is there thing that I strongly dislike about myself? Something that, okay, so when I do get nervous, and this is everyone, okay? When I do get nervous, a nervous sweat is far more profuse than an athletic sweat. You know, if you're running, right? Because it comes from a different sweat glands or something like that. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm an unlicensed nephrologist because of my kidney transplant and dialysis experience. And that's, again, unlicensed. Okay, so anything that I say, like I don't take any rejection meds today. Okay, I stopped all of that this year. Okay, my kidney's doing just fine. I'm not gaining water. In fact, I weighed probably the least amount I've weighed since I was on dialysis. When I was on dialysis, I weighed about 140 pounds. I weigh 140 something now, probably. In fact, I'm certain I do, just because of the way my clothes fit. So that is very uncomfortable for me. Okay, and so if I get around someone, and I have noticed this, if I've gotten around certain people or I get in certain situations where I do get nervous and I perspire, that sweat is smelly. Okay, okay. And so that is definitely something that I dislike. I dislike about the body in general. That's something that I dislike. Okay, ask yourself, how does this show up in your life and limit me? Okay, I am an oversharer. I will say that, but that's not something that I dislike about me. That's just something that needs to be regulated. Okay, mindfully think about how this limitation you dislike relates to your aura colors. Brainstorm ways to give it room to develop and consider how you can work around it instead of shaming it off or shaming it away. So for me, again, being more comfortable when public speaking or in situations where I'm picking up the energy at 721, picking up the energy, but not allowing that energy to absorb that energy to a point, or getting uncomfortable to the point of that nervous sweating. Okay. There are no wrong qualities, that's absolutely correct. Just attention needed in the right spaces to develop them. Indigo auras, armed with the understanding of why they have a hard time speaking up for themselves, can plan for creating the space they need to do so. The purple aura, and that might mean creating a platform, indigo auras, okay, where you can express yourself, whatever that is, whether it's decorative ideas, artistic or other artistic ideas, something such as I'm sharing, right? Spirituality or what have you, bettering yourself, so on and so forth. The purple aura can work on identifying the kinds of people who appropriate learning more personal details about them. Okay. Let's see how much more we have to go here. Okay, so it's quite a bit. Yeah, it's quite a bit. Okay, we have like 5 more pages to go for this. So I will stop it here at 39, looks like 39:29. Okay. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video today, think about the amazing things whether you call them synchronicities or what have you, that have happened in your life, and be grateful for those things. Okay. Again, I have a good list of amazing things that have happened to me throughout my life, 49 years. Okay. There might be something about an Andrea or Carter. There's something on the screen about Andrea Carter. And again, so I think about the military. I think about being selected from 400 cadets to be promoted. My drill sergeant selected me in basic training. That's unique and such an honor. I was honored and really, yeah, just really honored that they would even think of me in such a way. This E1, you know, and so, yeah, I think about where I am today. Okay, when I got to Tucson, Arizona, again, I only stopped here because the truck had to be turned in that I was renting. I had given everything away: car, motorcycle, furniture, paintings, shoes, clothes. I had given everything. Dog, I had given my Sadie away. Everything that I had owned, I had given away because I had to. Okay, she could not be here with me. Okay, and so I did not know where I was going to land. I did not know where I was going to sleep. I really thought I was going to be sleeping outside for who knows how long, okay, amongst the elements, okay? I arrived here on 8/4 of last year. That would not be a very comfortable thing given how hot it is in August in Tucson or in Arizona in general, okay? However, I stayed outside. I didn't sleep, but I stayed outside for one night, then rented a hotel the next day to shower and clean up and all of that after I had turned the truck in. On my phone, I found a place, or it was an RV, it's an RV, that was for rent, okay? I contacted the gentleman, his name is Aaron, and this is where I have been for 11 months. In a couple of weeks, it will be 12 months, okay, that I have been here in this RV, okay, taken care of. I am between, check this out, again, I am between the addresses of 444 and 333. Those two addresses are on either side of me. 444 is on the left-hand side. 333 is a couple houses down on the right-hand side, okay? I am at 345. Again, just it's, be thankful. Just be thankful, okay? Make gratitude deposits into your spiritual bank account today, okay? Happy Monday, and thank you so much as always for tuning in. This is Esoteric Guidance, and my name is Nehru, where we are helping each of us become our highest, purest, truest self possible. Thank you so much always, and be encouraged.